Visibly annoyed, his cool is legendary, but it was starting to slip in a TV interview when asked about the apparently non-stop conspiracy theory that he's a secret Muslim. He's not, he's a Christian. The president seemed exasperated as he refuted the story again, but added a pointed criticism of what he called a mechanism of misinformation that in a new media era can get churned out there constantly. Quote, from Washington, Sarah Smith has this.
President Barack Obama. Oh!
President Obama gets the look right, surrounded by supportive soldiers as he's about to declare combat operations in Iraq to be over. But he's having trouble getting his message across.
I'm going to make a speech to the nation tonight. It's not going to be a victory lap. It's not going to be self-congratulatory.
It is difficult to explain to the military what they were fighting for in Iraq, but it's even harder to address a nation which doesn't seem to believe what their commander-in-chief tells them. Obama gets shown as Hitler, whilst also accused of being a socialist, a very dirty word in America.
You are being turned into a socialistic republic.
They say he's a terrorist sympathiser, even though he's ordered the assassination of far more Al-Qaeda leaders than George Bush ever did. And the constant allegations that he wasn't born in America or that he's secretly a Muslim are clearly getting to him.
I can't spend all my time with my birth certificate plastered on my forehead. It is what the facts are. The facts.
No matter what the president says, 1 in 4 Americans, a quarter of the country, still say they do believe he's a Muslim, and that's a number that keeps steadily rising. And that's not even the worst news for the White House. 30% of Americans now tell pollsters that they believe it's either definitely or probably true that Barack Obama sympathises with fundamentalists who want to impose Islamic law around the world. So that makes the new mosque proposed for near Ground Zero in New York a tricky issue, especially when 71% of voters now want it moved.
Why do they want to put it here? I think they're laughing at us. I think Al-Qaeda's laughing at us.
Obama has defended Muslims' constitutional right to worship where they like. But he's disappointed many of his supporters by not daring to condemn the torrent of Islamophobia that's been unleashed by this row.
Thank you, are you not so proud to be an American?
For Americans, religion is always political, now more than ever, as people like Sarah Palin try to summon God, their Christian God, to their side. Obama's biggest opponents right now are right-wing TV talk show hosts like Glenn Beck, a man who called the president a racist and now questions his religious beliefs.
And it has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with God.
Obama's advisers complain endlessly about the heavily opinionated chatter on 24-hour news channels and about the way the internet allows lies and rumours to spread like wildfire. And it may be that this president does face some unique media challenges. But remember, this is a man who's supposed to be a master of modern communication. And yet he's the one who can't get Americans to listen to him or to believe what he's telling them.
How are we doing on sound, guys?
Obama needs to persuade Americans he is busy fixing the economy. But yesterday, he just couldn't get the message through.
Can you guys still hear us? Okay. Let me try this one more time. Good evening.
Obama's only used the Oval Office to speak to the nation once before. It is a unique way that American presidents can convey their power and authority. And tonight, Obama has to hope that from here he can speak louder than his many critics. Sarah Smith, Channel 4 News, Washington.
Well, joining